Wednesday's Guardian, ID cards. Are they the answer to irregular immigration?
The story says Labour revives ID cards idea to reduce irregular immigration. Yes, and the shadow immigration minister, Stephen Kinnock, has been talking about this. I don't think this is actually any policy at the moment. This is just under discussion, isn't it? So, and I don't really... I kind of feel that at some point we're all going to have ID cards anyway. I can't imagine a future where we're not going to have chips in our arms, and this is coming.
But it's very dystopian. But this is, I mean, that idea... That,
it does feel that way, yeah.
They tried to introduce the ID cards. Remember, it was back in 2006, I think. It was a while ago. And everyone, including sort of groups like Liberty, really went to town on this, saying, you know, this is the first step towards this kind of dystopian nightmare vision.
But is this just for immigration, or is this just for or is this the whole country?
No, but this would be for everything, wouldn't it? They're saying that they'll be able to monitor illegal immigrants more readily if we implement this kind of system. But look, Leo, am I the only one who's a little bit worried about this? I've read the Book of Revelation. I know people get branded on the forehead and all the rest of it. I know what's going to happen, right?
Right. Well, the thing is, I mean, you know, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whenever it was touted and rejected, we weren't all being constantly surveilled electronically. Yeah. Anyway, now, you're basically... We've got digital ID cards anyway. You're being tracked all the time.
Is that why the left have given up on this?
Through your mobile phone. Well, yeah, and I think the left... I'm surprised to see the left sort of behind this, and particularly when it's, you know, immigration is being used as the sort of excuse to bring it through. Yeah. But I've noticed Starmer is stealing a lot of... You know, we've had 12 years of the Tories stealing all Labour's ideas to be more electable. Now Starmer's doing the same thing, and he's you know, bringing through rhetoric that's quite hard on immigration.
Well, there's not much between the two parties, really, if we look at it. You know, do you think they meet in secret and just sort of exchange ideas? Why don't you do the windfall tax this week?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm not sure they are for it, though, because Yvette Cooper has been speaking against it and saying that we really need a proper employment enforcement rather than ID cards, which would be covering that issue.
Don't you think, Kerry, though, it's a bit like a papers, please society, and the left traditionally has always been very anti this idea of government surveillance and people just knowing everywhere you go and everything you do? I mean,
I don't think so. I think it's been under Blair. There was loads and loads of databases. Yeah. So there's the fingerprint database, which turned out people weren't... they hadn't even been convicted of a crime, but they went on the databases. There was a massive... And I remember talking about it at the time, and we were constantly hearing that phrase, if you've got nothing to fear, you've got nothing to hide, which I think is in itself one of the most terrifying phrases. That's totally dystopian, and I've got loads to hide. I've had an interesting life. You know, I don't want everyone knowing about it.
All these schemes and all these laws that get brought through, they always get misused unless they're really specifically and carefully worded. Like the Regulation of Investigatory Powers Act that came through, that was designed to catch sort of online predators and people like that, and you know, mafia, organised crime. And within a few months, it was being used to catch fly tippers and noisy neighbours.
Well, this is the point. It's the thin end of the wedge. And if you start with this ID system, it's not just going to stop at immigration. Yeah. But even if it did, I mean, isn't it the case that they might be able to falsify this or get around this? These are people who have, after all, been involved with these traffickers to get over here. They've already broken the law to a degree.
And also, if somebody's thrown away all their identification in the English Channel, how are you going to issue them with an ID card? You know, some 28 guy who says he's 14...
I just don't know if this is the solution.
I think it's right to resist it, but I'm telling you, this is going to happen. There's no way. We're moving that way so fast. All your information's everywhere now. It is going to happen. And the abuse of it that you're warning of, that's going to happen as well. It just is all going to happen. It's going to be hard to keep up with.
OK, well, Carey Marx in an Orwellian mood tonight, but we're going to...